Hey guys, M13 here. I just finished a 20-minute long video for my Patreon, and I'm gonna give maybe a similar video, but like just shortened for you guys. Although it won't be anywhere near as good as the one I just gave. It was a pretty good video. I was like, my mood and energy levels are high today, which is surprising. Anyways, hi guys, M13 here. Long time no talk. I still upload weekly to my Patreon, so you can give as little as $1 a month and subscribe to my Patreon for regular vids. Yeah. But I obviously I still do care about the other 900 of you that watch my videos on YouTube that aren't subscribed. Speaking of which, I'm like worried about this car pulling out here. I went downtown today, and on the way downtown I saw like 3 near accidents, and like with cars hitting pedestrians, which was crazy. I saved it. I hit the button on my video recorder. I have a camera that's always running on my car and on my scooter, and you can push a button to save clips when something interesting happens. So hopefully I have that saved. I won't be able to edit it in here because I'm not even using that motorcycle right now. I left it at the shop. I have a tour coming up in a couple of weeks. It'll be my first tour in years, thanks to COVID. Thanks to, the whole government shuts down all small businesses so that large businesses can thrive. You can catch COVID at your local mom and pop grocery shop, but you can't catch COVID at Walmart. So yeah, the government shut down all small businesses. A good percentage of them went bankrupt, and then the large businesses come in and just buy them for pennies on the dollar. And yeah, so it's crazy. Like, COVID was like a 3-year thing. It's still technically going on, but no one cares about it anymore because all the vaccines have been sold and all the money's been made. But yeah, COVID was like a 3-year thing, and the wealthy something like doubled or tripled their wealth in those 3 years. So COVID was supposed to be a pandemic that was supposed to like hurt everyone, but no, it only hurt 99% of people, and the 1% tripled their wealth in that brief period of time. It's crazy, and we just take it sitting down. But let's not get political. Oh, I got a title for the name. I got something to talk about for this video. How to make your short child tall. And this is real. Like, this isn't like, oh, he should play basketball, or he should do this exercise, or he should eat these vitamins. No. I'm going to tell you a factual way to make your kid go from like the shortest in his class to average height or on the taller side. And this is, it's once I tell you, it's actually pretty common sense. But it's also mind-blowing how easy this is. But it's not doable for everyone, as you will see. But I think it's doable for a lot more people than you would think. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact, okay, so my son, my older son, his name is JD. He's one of the shortest kids in his class, which is not good to begin with, because short people suck. No, just because short men have a more difficult time in life, dating, finding jobs. 80% of all CEOs in the world are over 6 foot tall. Like, you need to be tall to be, well, you don't have to be, but it's easier to get promoted if you're tall. There you go. It's not impossible, so I've already got some 5'2" idiot writing in, I'm the CEO of this company and I'm only 5'2". Good for you, man. I said 80%. I didn't say 100%. I didn't say it's physically impossible to get promoted if you're short. It's just easier if you're tall. Life is easier if you're tall, period. Other than bumping your head. That's worse if you're tall. So my son was one of the shortest kids in his class, and it's extra embarrassing for me because I'm tall and he's half Canadian. He's half Asian, but he's half white Canadian. and he's short, so it's like, Anyways, and then, first of all, and then people would say to me, oh, don't worry, he will shoot up in height in the future. He will shoot up. And it's like, that's not true. Google it. Less than 5% of short people will shoot up. It's possible, but it's 95% statistically speaking, there's a 95% chance if you're short in grade 1, you're going to be short in grade 7, and you're going to be short as an adult. Like, you can pretty much take a 1-year-old child, measure them, and figure out their adult height. And if they're really short at 1 or 2, they're still going to be short when they're an adult. So, yeah. So people kept telling me, oh, he's going to shoot up. I'm like, no, he won't. Well, there's a 4% chance that he will, but there's a 96% chance that he won't. And, but what I did was, and now here it is, here's the answer. How do you make your short child tall? Once he graduated grade 6 and he was starting junior high, so that's, there's a bit of puberty in there, and it's a time when kids grow a lot. I let him take the year off. I let him take a gap year. I let him stay at home for a full year. My plan was to put him into some martial arts classes and study an instrument and all that. But due to COVID and financial restraints, I didn't have any extra money for these classes. So what he did do was he exercised a bit and he rode his bicycle, but he mostly played video games and he slept a lot. And then, and we're not talking about comparing him to the children when he went to school again, because those children would all be a year younger than him. When he went back to his old school to visit his old class, he was taller than everyone. He went from being the shortest kid in the class, or the second or third shortest, to the second or third tallest in the class. And I saw it because he had friends from his old school that he hung around with, and they were all taller than him. And then after a year of not going to school, when he met with his same friends that he's always hung out with, he was now taller than them. Why? Because children grow when they sleep. Children in school generally don't get enough sleep, especially in Taiwan, and especially in Asia. That's one of the reasons why Asians are, on average, shorter than Westerners, because they go to school for longer hours. When they go home from school, they often have a secondary school they go to. It's called a cram school or a bushiban. It means like a school you go to after school. And often both of those schools give them homework. So they don't get home from school until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and then they have an hour or two of homework to do. And then they need to relax. Everyone needs to relax. You can't just work all day, all night, and then lie down and fall asleep. So then they pull out their phones or whatever, and then they play on their phones until midnight, and then they got to wake up 5, 6 in the morning for school the next day. These kids are not getting enough sleep. A 13-year-old child should be getting close to 10 hours of sleep per day. And trust me, no 13-year-olds get anywhere near that. So my son getting an extra 2 or 3 hours of sleep every single day compared to other children was growing much faster than other children, because the majority of physical growth is done while you're asleep for children for height. So yeah. So if your child is short, let them take a year off school. And then most places, you could homeschool them, or you could do what I did. And I just went to a psychiatrist at a hospital with a list of reasons why I thought my son should take a year off to decompress, and they agreed with me, and they gave me a doctor's note, and he took a whole year off. So he went from being, and because the kid, not only is he tall for his age, now he's in a class with kids that are younger than him. So he's like the tallest kid in the whole class. So it's like, yeah, do you know what that did for his self-confidence? He went from being the smallest, and he's thin. in general, not just for his age. He's a skinny kid. So he went from being short and skinny, arguably the weakest kid in his whole class, to being the tallest kid in his class. Like, for confidence levels alone, that would be an enormous change. Yeah. And then, and because of, partially due to that confidence boost, he went from having one of the lowest grades in his class to the top 3. I think he has the highest grade in his class for math, English, science. He has a so-so grade in like history and geography, which is fine. But yeah, no, he went from being like bottom 3 in his class to top 3 in his class. That's from confidence boost and from just being able to decompress for a year and less stress. So yeah, so believe it or not, I actually, from my one experience, I think it was highly beneficial to let a child just take a year off of school at the age of like 12, 13, 14 and just relax and play and be a child. And then when they go back to school, there's like a whole list of benefits. So yeah, that's what I did for my son, and yeah, I thought it was an interesting topic, and I've been wanting to talk about it for a little while. So I'm glad that I did. And let me make this light here, and then I will turn off the camera.
Almost.
Do you know what almost means, JD? It means you suck.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm just joking.